we having problems. Okay. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I see now why we having problems. Okay. So once again, this is your host, Brother Scary, also known as Abu Naima. And right now, what we're doing is going live and going over the same topic that we went over last week. And the topic of the discussion is why Black economics or Black power is Black economics. And what I was doing was I was actually recording, and it wasn't on live yet, y'all. So this new technology, brothers, he's still gray or green, I should say. Okay, so basically, what we did was last week we came with this new topic. It's based upon Dr. Claud Anderson's videos related to Black power, Black economics, which is very central and important at the moment for the simple fact that it's voting season. And it shouldn't just be because it's voting season, but that is one of the reasons why it's relevant to our people at the moment. Okay. And so that's one of the reasons why it's relevant to our people at the moment. Okay. So, I'm trying to get people up in here. Actually, people were trying to join, and I was actually I hadn't cut on the live yet, y'all. I'm sorry about that. So that's all on me. You know what I mean? That's all on me. So to go further into what we had, and so as I said before, this is a continuation from last week's. This is going to be a weekly scheduled broadcast. Hopefully, you guys will be sending in different topics, and we'll go ahead and we evolve into topics that are relevant to our everyday lives that would benefit us in that sense. Okay, and so the questions that were posed last week. So we had questions that were asked to our two guests last week. And so what we want to do this week is that we want to go ahead and we want to look at those questions, and at the same time look at those questions and why isn't it allowing people to join? I have no idea why people are not able to join. Some people are trying to join, but they're not being allowed to join. And I have no reason. I don't even understand why. Okay. And so I'm looking, trying to see those that are trying to join, and I already shared the link. I shared it on Facebook. Okay. Some people say they're having problems connecting. Okay, which is understood. Uh, okay. All right. Guest. Yes. See your comments. Place now. Yes, okay. Yes, yes. All right. No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they can. Okay. They should be able to. Okay. I have no idea as to why it's not allowing certain people to get up in there. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying before, we have um, questions that were posed to our audience last week, and the questions are as follows. Are as follows. We had 6 questions actually. We passed anything but 6. Uh, I don't know why certain people are not. They're not able to enter. I've done everything. Okay, I don't know what it is. What is? Why is it stopping people from entering? Wow, I have no idea. So that part I don't know. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on. We're having some technical difficulties, and the link that I sent out is not allowing people to enter. So what I tried to do is I tried to go ahead and send a link out again, so as to allow folks to go ahead and get up in there a little easier. But it's just okay. I could do that from over there. Okay. Okay. So we've been on for about 9 minutes and a half, and no participants at the moment. And I'm not sure as to why they're not being allowed to get in. Okay, got my boy up in the house. All right, all righty. Okay, okay, okay. Got my boy up in the house. So I don't know what's going on. It seemed like I sent the link out to other people, but I had a couple of people try to get in the link, or three, and it wouldn't let them get in. So, and trying to see where if Brother Akil received the link. As far as I know, he did receive it. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and I can hear you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear you now, but it's in and out. Say something. I just heard some music, but I can't hear you. Say it again.
How about now?
Okay.
I'm trying to stay humble.
Okay. That's a difficult task for some black men. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest, man. That's a difficult task.
I hear you.
You know,
I hear you.
it's a difficult task. I'm with you. I support that. You know, but I must admit, that's a difficult task. You know what I mean? Okay, I see you done changed location and put the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the background. You showing out. That's your humility. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know,
I just want to sit on the couch. I just wanted to sit on the couch.
Okay, for those that don't know, my brother he's from Harlem, so he has a flair for the extravagant. For those that don't know, right? Get it out. Yes, for those that don't know, the brother has a flair for the extravagant. So, what I did was I tried to go ahead and pose these questions for those that are listening in that did not listen in last week, so that they can go ahead and kind of like catch up. Okay, and so the first question that we went over, I'll state the question again. First question was, why are we afraid in African Americans to create group economics with our own people? And we went over that in detail. The brother gave his reasoning as to the reason why. Brother Akil also gave his reasoning as to why he thought the reason was. And also, why are we able to put money? Why are we able to put money together for illegal activities, meaning activities that a lot of African Americans were involved with back in the 80s and in the 90s? I don't even have to describe what kind of activities. I'm not going to do that. You know where I'm going from, or you know what I'm talking about. And then direct question, okay, for all of us to ask ourselves: are you afraid to practice in group economics? If yes, okay, you need to say why. Oh, I got beat. I'll put some money in. Whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Or if it's no, then you need to. If you're in a particular locality, then you need to be pushing this line of group economics. So as to this, this could change your life. It could develop your community. It could develop your standard of living as far as in many ways. So it's very important that one undertakes the endeavor and be serious with how he plans to move forward with that. And then the other thing, the other question was, what programs are you involved with involved in at the moment? Okay, so if you're not involved with group economics at the moment, Okay, why not? Basically, so if you are involved with some programs, share those programs so we know what kind of programs you're involved with, so that what we can go ahead and also teach others to implement those kind of programs in their own localities, so that they can develop and get the kind of growth financially and politically that is needed. And then also number 5, it says here, what are some solutions or programs, okay, for group economics, okay? And so what we plan to do is we need to move towards some some of Claud Anderson's, Dr. Claud Anderson's outlines as far as how to go about group economics and the leverage that it gives you and what it's used for. Okay, last question that we went over last week, because really we're trying to go over these questions and we're trying to get to solutions to the issues here. And brother on the humble is taking a moment, so he sent me let me know he's taking it just a second. Okay, so the last question was that we went over last week is who is just trying to get in? Okay, try to join. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You should be able to join Aki without a problem. I don't know why it's not letting y'all join. The other brother, he just joined in real fast. So maybe check your internet connection. You know what I mean? But you should be able to join real easy. If not, go to my YouTube channel, Hakikatul I Am, and it's a live stream on there. It's showing on there right now. Okay, go to YouTube and just it should be on there. And so the last question that we came to was, do you recommend any programs that brothers and sisters can implement at the moment? Okay, and so we didn't really dive into those questions because we kind of got sidetracked into a lot of other things, and you know, we started going on with semantics. With you know, what we're trying to do here is what we're not trying to do is we're not trying to we're trying to we need not be divided. And what do we mean by divided? You know, well, it's clear. You know, the whole idea is not to be divided. Okay, if you with a particular group, if you have a particular religion, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, Hebrew Israelite, if you're into ancestry worship, whatever it is that you are doing, okay, what we want is it's about all of us coming together, regardless of our differences, as Malcolm X stated. He made it clear that you know, these people don't hate us because we Muslim. They don't hate us because we Christian. They don't hate us because we Hebrew Israelite or we Hotepers. You know what I'm saying? They don't hate us because we whatever group that we decide to affiliate with. They don't hate us for those reasons. Okay, so because they don't hate us for those reasons, okay, those should not be things that keep us separate. Okay, and so once we come to that understanding, and then we come forward with just loving a brother because he's your brother, regardless of what his affiliation in religion is or whatever group he is with, even if he's a Christian and he ain't the kind of Christian you want him to be, or if he's Muslim and he ain't the kind of Muslim you want him to be, or he ain't in the tariq you want him to be, you know, whatever it is that, you know, he don't listen to my sheikh or whatever problems you got with that person, those problems need to be set aside so that we can get to the base of the matter that we're dealing with as a people, and that is coming together and trying to financially stabilize our situations, be it if you're in Atlanta, California, New York, you know what I'm saying, all the way to to the continent. You know what I mean? So what we need to be doing, we need to be financially connected and networking, okay, so that we can build economic base that will allow us to do more and get more. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and pose a question from what we had last week. And because I think we went over a lot of these questions already. And so the questions that we went over last week, the brother's trying to join as how can brother can't I don't know. Okay. So one of the questions that I think we did not answer last week was what programs are you involved with at the moment? Did we speak on that question last week?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Okay. What about this one? What are some solutions to the problem? Did we cover that?
We touched on it a little bit.
Okay, so we did touch on some solutions, and we were looking for more as far as feedback from crowd, and so because we don't have no crowd at the moment, and so give me your take on as far as what is a solution, okay, that we can implement right now will be something that we can do at the moment, be it short term, okay, be it long term, but something that we can implement at the moment that will get us some type of instant results, be it long term, be it a year away, be it 6 months, and so forth. Okay.
We touched on Susus yesterday. There's something else I'm looking into
Okay.
called I still need to learn a little bit more about it. They're called buying clubs, but I think short term,
Okay.
would be a Susu with a goal in mind, a group goal. It could be to either purchase something. Let's say a brother has a business idea. Let's say a brother wants to move. Let's say money is needed for whatever. I think if brothers can start seeing the power in just kind of saving money and just putting money aside, you'd be amazed at what you can come up with if you put $200-$300 aside each month and just not touch it. And then I think that's like kind of the building block, because when you look at a lot of other communities, that's really how they kind of start off, especially when they, I'm talking about immigrant communities when they come over here. That Susu building starts, money is put in the pot, then money is taken out, that person is able to go build, and it's just a continuing cycle.
Okay. But the concern I had would be how do you get the Susu to to develop and to turn over, because if you're taking money out of it, okay, like for instance, we just had a situation in Sudan, we have a thing where money's put inside. We have like 100,000 pounds, and it's really it's a zakat fund, okay. And so put it as a zakat fund because we know that some people they need assistance, and so it's a Muhajirin zakat fund. Now, for the brothers that are putting inside of this zakat fund, this is going to go towards helping people that are needy to have certain issues. This particular situation was that we had a sister that had kidney stones, and so she needed to have a surgery to get them removed. excuse me. So all the money from the Zakat fund was taken out for that surgery, everything that was in it. Okay, that's exactly what she needed. Actually, she needed more. Okay, so if you see, the issue here is that if you have more people that are in need, then you have less coming in. Okay, and so
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, what I'm saying is that what we need to do is how do we create something that's going to be um, generating finances so that as we continue to put in what we
Mm-hmm.
put in, something is going to be growing on top of that. Not necessarily interest, okay, but
Yeah.
the money's being put to work so that we could work and gain from the finances that we put in. So solutions to that. What kind of projects? Okay, that's the real question. What kind of projects can we do
Now,
to make that money
uh,
go and start building? Because you remember what we spoke about last week. You know what we did in the 80s now. You know what I'm saying? First in the 15th, it's the first of the month. Da-dum, da-dum, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So what I'm saying is that because as long as our people have that reality in their mind, that's a
Mm-hmm.
reality that they can relate to, and that will create, they're gonna always, that's like, man, if I put this over here, it ain't doing that, then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I don't even know if I want to do that, you know.
Well, I think one thing we need, and it's kind of what we're doing now, is we need private think tanks. And one of the reasons why is because, brothers have ideas, sisters have ideas. When those resources are pulled together, then that's when the delegating can start. Let's say so and so has a wholesale business, they're selling whatever. All right, well, as opposed to going to the supermarket, you buy wholesale from that brother. There was a brother in Chicago. He has a really good toilet paper business, right? No, excuse me, uh, mask, if I'm not mistaken. And like the government just didn't want to deal with him. Like he had all the supplies, he had everything the government needed, but the government did not want to buy from him. You know,
Wow.
you do have you do have you know black families that have started water, like bottled water companies,
Hmm.
things of this nature. So I
Yeah.
feel like one of the driving forces, I believe, is as what, like, this is what I heard growing up in Harlem, is like buy black, buy black.
By
Like
black,
this
yeah.
was, yeah, this was drilled to us. And of course, we, cats are walking past it, like, walking right past the sign, going to the Arab store, going here, going there, but just not
Mhm.
buying black. Because when that's done, everybody's eating. And not only is everybody eating, you have excess money to do certain things with. So back to the solution, think tanks are needed uh, to then go into what services are needed within the community. I think it, like, unfortunately, our communities are very broken. So like susus become like between, like you said, 10 friends, 12 friends. It's not community based. And
Yeah.
like that's the issue. But like I feel like all the ideas that we have can serve our communities. Like, so for example, startups, kind of like, your Indiegogos and what have you. We got to start investing in startups. You know, it's a very, very easy way to kind of get into the game of having your money work for you. Is just literally getting into startups. You got a lot of brothers in the motherland and in the states might have ideas. Start investing in the idea. I remember that the Locks were talking about how they were kicking themselves in the head because they were approached to invest in the Uber. They was like, nah, I ain't doing no Uber. So now they just like, oh, like, can't even look at the Uber sign. Just like,
Yeah,
man, like,
yeah. Every time the Uber, yeah, every time an Uber, the Uber app come up on the phone, you like,
yeah,
oh,
that's just,
yeah.
So I would say definitely startups. I would say we have to. I think it's going to start small in
Mm.
terms of like-minded people, but it's also going to be dependent upon, of course, where you are. Brothers outside of the states may not be as inclined to invest in something, stateside. You might be more inclined to invest in something east, in motherland or far east or whatever, but not like, stateside. And just I feel like, kind of getting back to basics, kind of focusing on trades and paying brothers for services. Like, you'd be amazed how much, I'm not saying to get into this, but how much cats who shine shoes make downtown New York.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The number is staggering. And
And that's
so,
and that is a respectable business.
yes. So we
See?
have to uh, get back to, of course, being business minded, um, because those like a simple thing like we have to take control of industries. When cats want to
Yeah,
start a t-shirt business, like in New York, you got to go downtown to Broadway, and then you would buy from and wholesale from, usually it's Indian cats or whatever, or it could be some Asian cats, like who you're buying from. But there's never like, you know we don't have a stronghold on the industry that we, are the primary consumers.
ah,
Um,
got you. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Now, I will say to a certain extent, it's getting a little bit better. And I think through social media, brothers are starting to showcase, what they can do. Unfortunately, I still feel like the drive to, like it's really us from the standpoint of, you know, um, keeping up with the Joneses, Stockholm syndrome. Like,
yeah.
despite the person smacking you in the face, you still standing there like, give me some more.
Give me
Like,
some more.
so like,
Oh
like
man.
I saw a brother on Instagram. He was in the army, and so he started making watches. So he sells watches. You know, um, nice watches. Like, but the following isn't there. And honestly, I feel like we have to hold, to a certain extent, certain celebrities accountable. And what I mean by that is like, hey, we like, here's a list of black businesses you need to kind of throw out there. You need to support, because the amount of income that can be generated from a brother just saying, brother is wearing the t-shirt,
Yeah, yeah.
you
I
know,
support this business right here. Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like and this is how we're able to grow, because this is the method that other people do. Like, like the Supreme company. So Ninja's been wearing Supreme, and like the mindset is amazing, because it's nothing but a white shirt or white whatever with the word Supreme on it in red, and we talking $1 million business off of just the one word Supreme, and I feel like we do have some brothers who like who celebrities who are trying to have their own line, this kind of thing. But I think it really comes from community, man, community.
okay. So the community, yeah, but the community is yeah, that's the key. So
Mhm.
so so 10 brothers or a group of brothers trying to
Uh-huh.
do something, and uh you don't feel that it would have a significant effect on the community like that.
I think I I think it will once they start. So like my friend, like in Harlem, we tried to get some brothers together to start buying up brownstones. You
Yeah.
know, um, and Ninjas was talking, but when it came down to it, Cash was like, nah. and you know, at that time, this was in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And
Mm.
this is right around the time that, you know, regentrification in Harlem started to take effect, where
Wow.
you got, you know, avenues upon avenues of brownstones that are, you know, empty for the most part.
Mm.
And now, you know, you might have brought it for, even if you put money down, you maybe put 30,000 down, 20,000 down. Uh, I know from just me growing up, I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on clothes,
Mm.
and I, I can even give you a window from 16 to early 20s. You know, thousands,
Mm.
and I'm talking 10 and up. And
Wow.
I'm one of the humble ones from Harlem. I got friends who wear all kind of stuff that, you know,
Oh boy.
yeah, really, really like you know, a cat wearing $1,000, you know, uh, uh, um, a bike jacket ain't got no bike.
You got
You know
nobody.
what I mean? You know, you know,
So so
you
he went to the
know,
store. So he
very
went to the
popular.
store. He went to the store. He bought the jacket, but left the bike. He
Yeah,
left the bike.
left the bike, but to have that, you know, unfortunately, you know, MC8, you know, what's the song he has? Oh man, you know the song. It's probably his most popular song off of Menace to Society, and like that song for me epitomizes every ghetto around the world because, well, stateside, because like you're in, like he says, you're in the process, like in the process to show the hood my best, you know,
Yeah,
messed around, caught two in the chest. I
yeah,
equate that to violence. I equate that to, you know, putting on that $700 Vanson jacket, walking around and feeling that hood love.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But you're only gonna feel that love within the hood. You go like in Harlem, 10 blocks up to Columbia, you know, university, you know, people don't even see you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you're 10
yeah,
blocks away from the hood. And so, like, just growing up, noticing, like, you know, something real simple. I feel like if brothers are into sneakers and they are, well, invest in Nike.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, just invest in Nike. You know what I mean? But, you know,
You already
brothers,
spending your money there.
exactly,
Yeah, you
exactly.
already. Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
huh, uh huh. So, yeah, to me, those are some of the things that, you know, we really got to iron out.
Okay. So from a basic position, the only thing that we have right now
Uh huh.
that we can actually put our money into is Susus. Okay.
Real
Yeah.
estate.
Real estate. Okay. Yeah. Like some of us are already doing. Okay.
Mhm.
We spoke about real estate. But you know, you know my position on that. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
kind of yeah, I'm kind of opposed to real estate that is stateside for the simple
Yeah.
fact that you know you can purchase something and then you never really own it. You know what I mean? You be paying out your
Mhm.
backside until you know what I mean until kingdom come. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
you know that's just a problem for me. You know what I mean?
I guess
So
the real estate that I'm thinking about more or less is, you know, how brother might, you know, you got a 4 units in a house.
okay.
Brother buy, lives in 1 unit, you know, till he gets
And
enough.
okay, and then rent
Mm,
out the other.
yeah, because
Okay.
I think you know, because honestly, I feel like that's really where, you know, a lot of that freedom comes into play because then you got X amount of dollars to do whatever. If you go to a lot of apartments in Harlem, you would find, especially the nice ones, you'll find that the owners they keep about 1 or 2 apartments to themselves up top, you
Hmm.
know, and they come through there. I don't know, like they're never living there every single day, but like they up there sunbathing on the roof, just and like they've been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years, just chilling.
Oh, yeah, I think the places there are a little bit different from ours. I think that's the reasoning there, because ours is ours a
Uh-huh.
little bit different. You know what I mean? When I think about apartments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ours is slightly different. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Ours are different
gotcha.
because you may have in certain parts. I remember my auntie had some places off of I want to think that's the east side, off of like 43rd, and she
Mm-hmm.
has some places over there, and she basically, she owned those places, and she was basically having those places renting them out. You know what I mean? I remember my last time in the States, I went by there with her to look at some repairs on those places. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
those are the old buildings that we got in LA. You know what I mean? And and
Mm-hmm.
and and they, old apartment complexes. They may be I think they were like 2 stories. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And at best, I want to say in that particular they maybe had about 10, maybe 15 units up in there, maybe 10 at max.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But that was one of the properties that my auntie had. Of course, she
Got
didn't live there because she moved out of LA a long time ago. So
uh,
she lived out in Moreno Valley. You know what I mean? But that's
mm.
and so I get that ideal. Um, but the whole ideal for me is that purchasing something like that right there. Um,
Uh-huh.
you know, you're talking about dealing with banks, you're talking about getting loans, you're talking about all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
far as if you were a community and you all came together and you saved up your money, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then uh under one of you, I don't, it had to be you had to set up a some type of corporation of some kind to go ahead and purchase those places so that they're not up under one person's name. Give me a second. I'm smelling something burning.
I got
Okay. I was slightly interrupted. Smelled some flames or some fire. So I just had to go check it out. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking in terms of that right there,
you. Mm-hmm.
as far as purchasing power. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, someone who is already paying rent and already living,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? That's a slow uphill
Mm-hmm.
situation because we just have certain issues when it comes to um, uh, coming together as far as where if they're Asians or they're Africans or they're from wherever country they're from, when they come, they'll be all up in one apartment, 10 deep, 15 deep, 2 families, 3 families, you
Uh-huh.
know, and will keep putting together and coincide until they can do something bigger. Whereas far as if you put
Mm-hmm.
too many of us in a small space, even though we may have a collective mindset, there's always some kind of, you know, some eruption that
Mm-hmm.
goes on. You know what I mean? And those are just based on the fact that we have issues coming together. You know what I mean? You know,
Oh yeah,
so
like I think that I remember a Senegalese brother asked me, how come y'all don't drive taxis? Like why black males drive a taxi in New York City? Like and honestly, not even New York, just in Harlem, you know.
okay, okay,
And so I thought about that, and I realized, I mean, I knew the answer, which was, you feel embarrassed driving a taxi, like, but you want to talk about easy money, especially in the '90s. My gosh, like easy money, you're your own boss, and I know, those brothers started buying, big homes at home just off of driving the taxi alone, and that allowed them to set up businesses at home and stateside,
mm,
having that extra income. Oh yeah.
wow, okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
So I'm thinking of how can we give a uh, uh, pose a because see what I would like to do is I would like to get a group of people together, okay,
Hmm.
or peoples in different localities together, have them all come
Hmm.
together. And the ideal is to get people to all come together in different areas, come together on this platform. But okay, where you at, brother? Okay, you in New York. Okay, we got another brother that's in New York, but he's over here, and have those brothers come together and do something. Okay, and then you got some other brothers out in California. Have those brothers come together and do something, because sometimes people do have ideals, but they're not around the kind of people that, you know what I mean, have the same ideal. So like-minded people need to be with like-minded people, you know what I mean, so that they can go ahead and generate the kind of traction to move forward that they need.
Hmm.
Because as long as you around people that don't have the same understanding or goals that you have, you don't have a tendency to elevate in the processes that you're trying to move forward in. You know what I mean? Which is group economics or independence in that particular area. You know what I mean? So as to become independent, it doesn't make a difference what you're gonna do. Okay. But the point is, if you
Hmm.
even if it's just open up your own store. I just saw something I want to say about a month or maybe two, where a sister just opened up a store in Compton. Yeah, African American sister just opened up a store in Compton. Okay, and uh, one brother went up in there and he was like, "Man, I just gotta go ahead and I gotta put this out there." And so he basically was telling everybody, and this was, I think it was on Facebook, y'all need to come out and support this sister right here, and so forth, because we don't have that many black owned stores. I mean, like, you
Hmm.
may get one store to open up, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it doesn't get the kind of support that it needs. You start
Hmm.
going inside the store, and the shelves are not fully stocked.
Hmm.
Okay, and I think that this happened before with a brother by the name of I want to say Leroy Brown, but everybody in San Diego know about the Brown family, and the Browns were uh, one of their people. He worked at a store for years off of 30th
Hmm.
Street, and so later on down the line, he got into the store business itself, and he opened up his own store. The store that he opened up was actually it used to be a Big Bear. Big Bear's a major chain.
Uh-huh.
And so basically, you always got to go to those banks. You always got to go to those people. You always got to try to go ahead and get them to give you some money. And so that once
Hmm.
you do get the doors open, then it's about establishing that credit line so that those people who are bringing you those goods, they don't tell you, "Nah, we need our cash up front." You know what I mean? And so this is what happened to the brother. So basically, as far as I understand, he went out of business because they didn't lend him the same level of respect that they gave to those major chains. Because the major chains, they can float something for, because they supplying the whole West Coast, or they supplying the whole coast. So major chains, like Big Bear, Ralph's. I don't know if you guys got Big Bears or Ralph's up in New York like that right there. But those kind of stores, you know what I mean? They were doing business out there, and they had proper credit lines set up, where as far as the brother didn't. So we're not gonna go too further. You know what I mean? What we do need to do is go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, like I want to hit back on the Susu real quick. So let's say 12, a year is 12 people. Everybody gets 4,800 a month.
Okay.
And there's another one that you can do where I think it's a rotation of 20 weeks. And I think 20 people contribute 100, and then that's every week someone's taking $2,000.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like these are ways, and then like what we need and what Powernomics kind of gets into are investment clubs. Okay, and basically investment clubs are groups of people who invest in anything that can will bring forth a return. From cryptocurrency to what is it? From cryptocurrency all the way down to housing, mutual funds, things of this nature. Because our issue is, remember, the black buying power in the U.S. is at over $1 trillion. Trillion. And then if you break that down, excuse me, close to 45% is on housing. And that's why real estate is very, very important. Like, let's say 6 people get together and they go in on buying a house or whatever. So now you're not worrying about rent. You're just dealing with utilities. You can get deeper with that and just go solar. You know what I mean? So if you're in a house now and you're not paying rent, now you got a lot of money to deal with. But 45% is going to rent. Over 20% is going to food. You know how ninjas are going out to eat. You know what I mean? And then what's crazy is that entertainment is around 4%, healthcare is at 4%, and like transportation is at 11%. Ninja gotta have a caddy, like you gotta have a caddy, things of that nature. So, but that 45% and just that 23%, I think, are critical. The 45%, the 23%, and the 11% on transportation. You know how brothers, you ain't trying to carpool.
Yeah.
This is the issue, like, and then
sometimes you got to humble up, man.
Yeah, and it's critical. It's critical. Like, cats don't want to carpool. Now food, and I'm speaking for me growing up in Harlem. I remember I can count on these hands the amount of like black businesses that were frequented on a daily basis coming up. I remember, at least when I was young, I remember only one black grocery store. And by the time I got about 14, 15, that was gone. And so we also look at the grocery store owner as a poor person.
Unfortunately.
We really look at them as poor, but every single day we give them the money. Every single day, it's really amazing. Like I think those are the three issues to really kind of tackle in terms of kind of taking control over, what we spend on. Like, the first issue is you're 18, you're out the house, you want to get out the house, or you kicked out the house, and you're told that, hey, you need to get your own spot. So you breaking your neck to get your own spot, because, you're not trying to be humble. So I got to have a fly apartment. So the whole month, you spend 2 to 3K and up on a crib when you could have just moved in with your boys or stayed with your parents. And because I learned that Caucasoids, they don't really leave the house until like even if they married, they in the house for a couple of years until they really get that equity up. But I'll say, like, one of the major things about the buying club, I'm sorry, the investment club is, it really, really does help with building up our, equity. You know what I mean? Like, this is very, very important.
So that's my position that I've been looking at is that as far as ever since the 80s came around, we've been depleted as far as equity was concerned. You know what I mean? A lot of people in the neighborhood that I grew up in, black families, it's a middle class neighborhood. A lot of people in that particular neighborhood, in Skyline in San Diego, South San Diego, basically around the 80s, they went through a process of either losing their house, either losing their house or, slowly, decline, the house being ran down, things of this nature. Okay. And a lot of that has to do with the drug, epidemic that took place starting in the 80s with the crack and so forth like that. So as far as equity is concerned, okay, I mean, we're doing bad. That's why a lot of people uprooted themselves in those generations that came afterwards, and they actually moved out of San Diego, moved to other localities, Texas, or anywhere in California. If they were in Compton, because I got family members, like I said before, from Compton all over the place, and a lot of family members moved up out of California altogether. I still got family members that are there, but I mean, it's tough. It's tough to actually be there. You know what I mean? So, and so with equity is concerned, you know what I mean? I think that's an uphill battle for us right here to get back to a position of stability when it comes down to just, owning our own houses and being able to. Go ahead.
I will say that what some people are doing, especially in Georgia, is people are buying up acres.
Yeah.
So I feel like, one family brought up over like 60 acres, right? So I feel like, okay, if you were to do that, you kind of got to get some like-minded people to go ahead, drop some trailers or drop those homes that can just be put down, and they sell the home like $12,000.
Yeah, prefab house. Yeah,
exactly. So now you're dealing with utilities at best. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and that's one of the things that the nation does preach that I do agree with, which is you're gonna have to separate. Separate and then get your house in order. So unfortunately, our house isn't in order, and if we're being real, I don't know if it's gonna get in order. Definitely not stateside. As you saw, and then in the motherland too. The coons there are also on another level. You got in Zimbabwe. I will say in Zimbabwe, one of the things I love about Mugabe was, he told those Caucasoids, y'all got to go. So the Caucasoids come back, they're able to come back, and you got Zimbabweans cheering, happy. They got a welcome party. I know you saw the thing in Ghana where they hoisting up Chinese
Chinese
dude,
meat, yeah.
chiefdom and everything.
Made him an honorary chief.
Like
I would have been
you
honorary chief. Yeah. Oh my
know
God.
what I mean. So even when,
Coonery at its fullest, huh?
oh man,
Coonery
even with
all the
like
way out.
when we get into weaves, I saw a funny meme of this Korean family. The mother was having a heart attack, and the meme read, "These sisters are growing their own hair." Oh, like what I'm gonna do? You know what I mean? So
Oh
mhm,
man.
crazy, man.
So yeah, they have a tendency to benefit all of our losses. You know what I mean,
Hmm.
and make good on the fact that we struggling. You know what I mean. So it's only right that we go ahead and take into account and like you said, get our house in order, man. And this is the whole reason behind the channel. You know,
Yeah.
trying to get the stream out there, and over a period of time, I see that I'm gonna probably have to change the time and the day for the simple fact that
Uh,
a lot of people right now it's like 10 o'clock in the morning
yeah.
stateside.
Yeah. It's not
So the
easy.
latest, the latest we have right now
Yeah.
is
Hmm.
in New York, and in New York it's about I think it's like 12 or
Yeah.
maybe around that time. So this is the reason why we can't really you know get a good turnout for this. So this is what I'm posing. This is what I might do.
Hmm.
I might wait for next Friday instead of having it on instead of having it on Saturday, have it on Friday, but have it Friday our time, which would be around maybe 11 on Friday
Hmm.
or 11 on Thursday, which would make it
Gotcha.
there. It'd be like about 1 o'clock or uh, yeah, about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock there. You know what I mean? So that's because boys, you already know the situation. You know what I'm saying? Brother got to,
Hmm.
but brother got to hit the job in the morning. So the time differences are rough in for us in relation to theirs. You know what I mean? So that just makes it almost impossible to catch certain
Yeah.
people at a particular time. But I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to work it out and kind of like get it um and see what days are best for people
Okay.
stateside so that we can try to do this better next week. You know what I mean? And be hitting me up, man, and and telling me, bro, you need to go ahead and so I can kind of like be trying to contact some of the brothers and sisters to see what is the best time for them. You know what I mean? So we
Okay.
can make sure that we get more people on next week and uh, uh, on the humble. You know what I mean? We appreciate having you in once again, man. This brother right here has been consistent. You know what I mean? Consistent is what we need. You know what I mean? And when we do deal with any type of finances, as far as putting monies together,
Hmm.
so that we stay steadfast to what we need to do. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out. And
All right.
what we'll do is we'll go ahead and see what we'll be going over next week, and I'll go ahead and be preparing up for the next broadcast, and I'll send the links out to everyone. And for those that are
All
going
right.
to be listening in afterwards, we appreciate you, and we appreciate your comments. You can comment after it comes out on my YouTube channel, and I'll be commenting on any questions that you may have, and also give us some feedback as far as when is the best time stateside to enter into certain conversations such as this, because we have other topics that we're going to be going into.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And no. Okay. So once again, signing off. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Appreciate it, my brother.